So you've always fancied yourself a Ford Mondeo with four-wheel drive. Well, here we are, a Landrover Freelander 2.
I mean, look at this stupid key. Push start bollocks. Look, there's just... No. Go in. There we go. What the fucking hell? It's like an old VCR.
I mean, it's probably going to give some people flashbacks to when they were a kid and dirty old Uncle Keith got them a Bob the Builder VHS for Christmas, and they went to put it in only to find that he'd accidentally taped over it with his favourite 80s Danish porno.
Oh, fucking hell. I can't even turn the ignition off now. Oh, what the... Look at it, it's rubbing it in. Land Rover. Shit. In keeping with the Land Rover tradition, the battery terminals are absolutely full, they won't tighten up, and I'm not selling it with my best pair of mole grips. That'll do.
Now when you set off, it sounds just like a Mondeo. And that's because it is a Mondeo. It's based on the same platform as a Mondeo, it has the same engine as a Mondeo, and like a Ford Mondeo, it doesn't have a low-range gearbox. I mean, the thing is, inside it is quite nice. It's a lot nicer than the Freelander one. You can see what they've done. They tried to make it feel like you're driving a Range Rover, but you just look like a bit of a loser. The only reason I've ended up buying this is because the bloke I bought it off, I saw him driving down the road in this one day, and he normally has quite flash cars, and I rang him up. I said, what's happened? Have you gone bankrupt? He said, no, why? I said, well, what are you driving that for? Anyway, a few days later he turns up in the yard. Do you want to buy this Freelander? Obviously, my words of wisdom had got to him, and now I'm driving it. Another thing it has this option to put it into sport mode and change the gears manually. Yeah. Drop down. Yeah. It makes a lot more noise, but it doesn't really make much difference, because I've always needed sport mode in my Ford Mondeo. Now you're probably thinking, it's actually quite a flash looking motor, especially when you compare it to this monstrosity of a Freelander 1. But wait till you see underneath.
Well, I can't really get under it because of this stupid side step, which will probably snap off before long anyway, because this sill is completely rotten. And that's just a quick glance. I dread to think what the rest of it's like.
So if you're one of those caravan club swingers that tend to use these for towing a caravan, I'd stay well clear. I mean, when you compare it to a Vitara of a similar age, well, the Freelander is a complete joke. The Freelander costs over double what the Vitara costs, and the Vitara's only on 90,000 miles. Now, the Freelander is actually bigger than the Vitara, but you wouldn't think so when you sat inside. I mean, look at the room.
Everything's just set out nicely in a practical manner. They've not tried to bullshit you into thinking you're driving some huge, big bullshit Range Rover.
And unlike the Freelander, this actually has a low box and a diff lock.
The driver's seat is all the way back, and the room in the back of the Vitara, well, it's much better than the Freelander. Look at the state of that. Who's going to get in there?
I mean, they've put this fancy touchscreen sat-nav infotainment system in, but it's a bit of an afterthought because the rest of it just looks like a Nokia 3310.
Spare wheels absolutely knackered. This is what happens if you try going off-road with one of these.
I've just found the cover for the OBD plug rolling around on the floor. Clearly someone's been plugging their reader in that often, they've just taken it off and left it. Anyway, we'll chuck that back in there. You! I think we'll just leave that.
Well, this is marvellous. I've come to move the car this morning. Go to put it in reverse, and it just dies. It's not done this before, it's shown no symptoms of stalling before. This just started happening for no reason whatsoever. I've had enough. This car's going. Well, I left it for a bit and it managed to set off in reverse. Anyway,
Foot's to the floor now and it's in limp mode. What is... Why? Anyway, I'll tell you where this car's going. It's going in the auction. Well, there we go, that's it. As with most Land Rovers, it's ended up on a trailer. It's not a very good motor. I wouldn't have one, I wouldn't advise anyone buys one. Just go out and buy a normal 4 Mondeo instead.
Boom, but it's time I'm gonna lift it off the bar.